Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
As debates around social imbalances, particularly gender equality, continue to gather global momentum, some women's rights advocates from the oil-rich Niger Delta are calling for the inclusion of women at all levels of decision-making. The women who lamented the low level of female engagement across communities and the political space said the trend only slows down overall development and progress in the society. They are therefore urging for the recognition of women as key partners alongside men, rather than as passive members of society.
Goal 5 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDG, is the drive to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls by the year 2030. With just about half a decade to go, several reports, including one from the International Monetary Fund, suggest that in Nigeria, women represent 70% of those living in extreme poverty. A social worker, Ndogesit Smart, who cited examples with women from Otuabage in Bayelsa State, the community that hosts the first oil well in Nigeria, known as the Oloibiri well, said the situation seems even worse in the Niger Delta.
Before a woman could give birth or you want to access medical care, you have to travel from Otuabage to Jenekwa because the only hospital they have is not functioning. These women are subjected to poverty because many of them are petty traders, many of them are farmers. Most of the crops they plant is soaked with oil, and these women have no choice but to still eat that because that is what they have to do to train their children, take care of their needs.
Over 6 decades of unsustainable crude oil exploration and exploitation activities have left the region's economy and environment despoiled and unsupportive for farming and fishing, which used to be the major preoccupation of the women in the region. However, Ndogesit and Chief Constance Meju, a women's rights advocate in the region, say entrenched tradition and cultural norms are other barriers that continue to complicate the suffering of women in the Niger Delta.
In the society whereby a woman cannot stand up in a gathering where men are seated to speak for herself, that is how bad it is. I remember we work in a community, I wouldn't mention the name, and in that community, men and women don't sit in the same town hall to discuss issues. So when we ask the chiefs, they say, you are visitors, that's why we allow you into the town hall. And we said, we are women, so if you could allow us who are visitors into your town hall, what about your daughters, what about your wives?
When you say community, that CDC, Community Development Committee, don't just have one woman leader who will never be called. Have women, because these are the people that most of these indigent women go to for help, for advice. So why not include them on the decision table?
The campaign for the empowerment of women and girls has continued to gather strong momentum, with major concerns ranging from ending gender-based violence and sexual exploitation and tackling early marriage and other injustices against women. While some progress has been recorded through policies that ban early marriage, promote girl-child education, and support women's empowerment, Ndogesit and Chief Meju insist that more still needs to be done.
There's need for our policymakers to actually come down to the women, find out what the real problems are, and then find out what they think, what the women think will be the solution. It is not women that should do the getting involved. It is government that should get women to be involved, because this means that you need education, you need training, and you also need provision. Over time, there will be more empowered people and we'll have a better society, and that will be the inclusion that we are talking about.
We must get justice for women. For me, justice is not all about money, but justice is about good health. Justice is about having something doing. So we want these women to be up and doing. We want these women to be compensated by Nigerian government so that they can have good health to live. That is why you see many of them die early. That's why you see so many women are not able to conceive, not because they don't want to, but so many things has contaminated their bloodline. And today we have deformed children.
Inside the Niger Delta,